Your cat is looking at you right now. And then, slowly, it closes its eyes, holds them shut for just a moment, and opens them again. Most people smile at this and move on. They think it's sleepiness, or coincidence, or just something cats do. It isn't any of those things. That slow blink is one of the most deliberate, emotionally loaded signals in the entire feline communication system. Science confirmed it in 2020. And what the research found changes how you understand every quiet moment your cat has ever spent looking at you. Once you know what that blink actually means, you will never receive it the same way again. And you'll know exactly how to respond. In the same language. Think about what direct eye contact means in the feline world. Between cats, a sustained, unbroken stare is a threat, a challenge, the prelude to aggression. It means, I am watching you. I am ready. I have not lowered my guard. So when a cat closes its eyes, even briefly, in the presence of another creature, it is doing something that requires active decision. It is choosing for that fraction of a second to be vulnerable, to stop watching, to lower the guard it never fully lowers. That is not sleepiness. That is trust expressed as a physical act. In 2020, researchers at the University of Sussex published a study in Scientific Reports that tested this directly. They asked owners to slow blink at their cats, deliberate relaxed eye closures, and recorded the responses. Two findings. First, cats were significantly more likely to slow blink back at owners who slow blinked at them than at owners who maintained neutral expression. Second, cats were more likely to approach an unfamiliar researcher who had been slow blinking than one who had not. The slow blink is not passive. It is not accidental. It is an active signal that your cat is sending, and that it recognizes when you send back. It is the feline equivalent of a smile, but more deliberate, more considered, more earned. And here's the part that matters most. Your cat does not slow blink at everyone, not at strangers, not at other animals it doesn't trust, not at people it tolerates but hasn't fully accepted. It slow blinks at you, specifically, deliberately, because of something you built together, over time. Here is what the slow blink reveals about your specific relationship. Research on feline attachment, particularly the landmark 2019 study by Kristen Vitale at Oregon State University, established that cats form distinct attachment bonds with specific people, not with humans in general. With their person. 65% of cats show secure attachment to their primary caregiver. They use that person as a secure base. They are calmer when that person is present. They orient toward that person in uncertain situations. The slow blink is one of the behavioral expressions of that secure bond. It is not a random display of contentment. It is a targeted communication directed at the specific person the cat has decided is safe. It only appears when the nervous system has made a specific assessment. This creature, right now, in this moment, is not a threat. Is someone I trust. That assessment is not automatic. It is not given freely. It is the result of hundreds, then thousands, of interactions where you were consistent, predictable, where you let the cat approach rather than reaching for it, where you stopped when it signaled stop, where you were present without being demanding. Every one of those moments was a deposit, and the slow blink is your cat showing you the balance. If your cat has never slow blinked at you, that is information too, not a judgment, not a flaw, a signal that the account needs more deposits, and now you know exactly how to make them. Subscribe if this is changing how you see the quiet moments between you and your cat. We're going deeper in the next chapter. You can respond, and it changes everything. Here is the part of the 2020 Sussex study that almost no coverage mentioned. The experiment didn't just measure whether cats slow blink, it tested whether humans slow blinking back produced a response. It did. Cats were measurably more likely to approach an unfamiliar researcher who had been slow blinking at them than one who had maintained a neutral face. The slow blink, sent back by a human, was received by the cat as a positive social signal. It worked across the species barrier, in both directions. This means something important. You have a tool, a specific, research-confirmed way to communicate trust to your cat, in its own language. Here is exactly how to use it. Look at your cat when it is calm and relaxed, not when it is alert or eating. Let your eyes meet naturally. Don't stare with intensity. Then, slowly, deliberately, close your eyes halfway. Hold for 1 second. Open them. Look away gently. That's it. You just said something in a language your cat has been speaking since before either of you existed. You said, "I see you. I am not threatened by you. I am lowering my guard because you are safe, because I trust you." Some cats slow blink back immediately. Some take a moment. Some sit very still and look at you differently afterward, with a quality of attention that is hard to describe but immediately recognizable. Like something was confirmed. Like a question was answered. Like a bond was acknowledged that both of you already knew was there, but had never spoken out loud. Until now. Chapter 5. What it reveals about your cat and about you. Here is where everything comes together. The slow blink is not a reflex. It is not automatic. It is not produced by contentment alone. A cat that is merely comfortable does not necessarily slow blink. A cat that is warm and well-fed does not necessarily slow blink. A cat that has food, shelter, and safety, but not a person it has specifically chosen to trust, does not slow blink at that person. The slow blink requires something beyond comfort. It requires a relationship, a specific assessment of a specific individual, made over a specific period of time that has arrived at one specific conclusion. This person is safe enough for me to lower my guard in front of them. Think about how rare that is. Cats are prey animals at the small end of their size range. In evolutionary terms, they have always been one miscalculation from becoming someone else's meal. The guard they keep, the constant low-level vigilance, the alert posture, the never fully closing eyes, is not a personality quirk. It is survival architecture. And your cat, the specific animal sitting in your specific home, has decided that in your presence that architecture can briefly stand down. Has decided, based on everything it has observed about you over months or years, that you are worth the calculated vulnerability of a slow blink. That is not a small thing. That is one of the most considered acts of trust available to a creature that spends its entire life deciding how much of its guard to lower, and in front of whom. Most owners receive that blink and think, "Cute." Now you know what it actually is. A declaration, in the only language your cat has. Sent to the only person in the room it trusts enough to send it. Think about everything we just uncovered. The slow blink is not sleepiness. It is not a reflex. It is not something cats do randomly. It is a deliberate, targeted, emotionally specific signal, directed at you, that required years of consistent behavior from you to earn. Your cat has been telling you something every time it slow blinks at you. And you now know exactly what it said. So the next time your cat looks at you across the room and its eyes begin to close slowly, look back, breathe, close your eyes, hold, open, look away gently, tell it back, subscribe, and leave a comment below. When was the first time you noticed your cat slow blinking at you? And what were you doing in that moment? Because the next video is about something your cat does that is even more subtle than the slow blink. A behavior so quiet most owners miss it for years. But according to behavioral science, it is one of the clearest signs that your cat has fully decided not just to tolerate you, but to choose you every single day.